Well, hello, Robert Heffernan with EndoTech. Blockchain Vitals, our weekly segment. I am a master endo technician, firmly in the matrix here, trading cryptos, trading everything's matrixable, right? Everything's digital. There are a few souls left on the trading floors in Chicago, but not very many. Most of us are stuck in front of a screen. Anyway, the weekend has come and gone, and the weekly has rolled. Good morning in Asia, as it's already morning, already the 4th of November. And we need to talk about that weekly fractal, that weekly roll. But before we do that, let's do the rounds. Doing the rounds, my chance to talk about a tweet, a headline, something I'm seeing in the crypto sphere, something I want to point out. And, this headline caught me. Because, for me, I am versed enough to know that most headlines are just clickbait. And this one, I never read the article, I'll be honest with you. Why Bitcoin has outperformed gold every single year since 2011. Iterating that it will continue to outperform gold, which is ridiculous, only because unless the chart tells you that, why should it? These aren't not, they put that headline out there as clickbait in the gold Bitcoin battle that gains a lot of attraction, especially in the Twitter sphere. But the chart has to be telling you that's going to remain. And for me, when I look at the gold chart versus the Bitcoin chart, especially on the longer time frame fractal, when you look at that monthly gold chart, it looks explosive, firmly in up momentum on the monthly with expanding potentials. As long as they hold 1473 on the futures in the monthly, it looks a lot more explosive than the Bitcoin chart. Now that's today, and that can change. But, to throw a headline out here like it's going to continue this way because it has in the past is the quickest way to insolvency for a trader that I can think of. Things happen trading, you have to pay attention to what's currently developing on the chart, not just because I've lost more money by following some sort of fundamental analysis of what's happened in the past when I ignore the current trade setup, the current setup on the chart. It's a recipe for disaster. That's all I'm saying. So I for surely right now would not want to be short gold, long Bitcoin. I'm telling you that. The charts, for me, I'll say it again, the gold chart looks a lot more explosive than the Bitcoin chart does. Right now, that can change. Anyway, let's take the vitals and talk about that weekly that we have just rolled. And taking the vitals, our chance to talk actual price discovery, because that's what's important. All right, right now, Bitcoin trading 91.75. 91.75, not able to regain the up momentum on the daily. And now below that weekly average at 94.08. It needs to really raise. You need to see this thing follow through on the strength that they had from the Xi Jinping the Chinese announcement. Right now, we're not seeing that, and it's borne out in the chart here. It can't hold the momentum level. 91.84 last, as I said. 88.90 is the daily center line. And then you got the weekly low. I mean, think about it. The weekly lower momentum level is at 85.54. Way closer to that than the up momentum level on the weekly, which is 10,263. So, it just doesn't look explosive. The price discovery so far hasn't been explosive since the rally on the Chinese news. And for me, fundamentally, the Chinese news is the Chinese news. You should be looking at, Tron and Neo if you want to be exposed to the Chinese portion of the blockchain. For me, I don't think long-term it has anything to do with Bitcoin. Anyway, let's move on to Ether. Ether right now trading 181.49 last, weekly average at 183.96. Again, not able to hold that level. Weekly low momentum 174.94. Weekly up momentum 192.98 until we can get a close one way or the other on a momentum basis in Bitcoin and in Ethereum. I think it's sideways as we go. XRP trading 29.04, weekly average 27.35, so above there. Weekly up momentum 28.94, again above there. So from a strictly a momentum standpoint, XRP looking a hell of a lot healthier than Bitcoin or Ether. Litecoin right now trading 58.26. Again, weekly average 64.31. Low momentum on the weekly 56.23. Up momentum on the weekly 72.39. Again, not explosive from a price discovery standpoint. BNB, another exposure to the Chinese market if you want to be exposed. And again, I really think longer term, this evolves into two separate type of crypto stories because the Chinese are not interested in a decentralized anything. I'll just say that, a decentralized anything. Anyway, BNB trading 2011 last. Again, weekly average 2078, weekly low momentum 1719, weekly up momentum 2441. Again, shying towards the weaker side of things. EOS trading 326, weekly average 337, again, just below it. 304, weekly low momentum, up momentum 371 on the weekly. XLM trading 0687, just above its weekly average at 0642, knocking on the door of weekly up momentum at 0692, and then room out to 0783 on strength to the weekly collar. Tron, I've been having a little bit of a hard time getting price discovery on Tron. Let me see if that's come through. There we go. Tron, how about this one now? Tron, weekly center line at 0167. Right now, Tron trading 0194. And up momentum in Tron, 0185. So currently trading above the up momentum level on the weekly in Tron. Again, it's a different chart setup than all the rest of them, which are struggling just to get above their weekly average. And again, strength in Tron, the news continuing obviously to percolate through the market with their affiliation with Samsung and this Tron DApp and the Tron blockchain soon to be on 1 billion devices. That's strong fundamental news. I don't care what you're talking about, even if it is more of the Chinese style, which a lot of people will argue. Anyway, that's what I'm seeing here on the weeklies. Very important to keep these weekly levels in mind. Please stay disciplined, be disciplined, trade disciplined, mind the mo. And thank you so much for watching. I will be back midweek for a midweek update. Until then, thank you so much.